Hello, hello. It is Brian, your handy dandy realtor and financial advisor in the city of Windsor. Last at the campground, going back home tomorrow. Time to get back to reality. I have several houses I got to get done for the month of July, and a closing coming up at the end of the month as well too. So back to work. The next vacation isn't until August. I will be back here at the campground for a few days. But wanted to do a quick U.S. stock market analysis of what's been going on. Oil has dropped underneath some support levels at $95 a share per barrel. We'll see what happens with that. We're still about 1 million barrels per day behind what we need per day on the globe. Million 250. So there should still be upward price spikes to barrels of oil from 95. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what Joe Biden's able to get done in Saudi Arabia as well too. If anything, the Saudis really don't have the capacity to be able to produce more. There is a lot of clean oil off of the coast of Guyana, which Apache Oil and Exxon end up controlling. And of course, that's a couple of years away from production as well too. So in the near term, oil is still a problem as everybody's going back to work. Data sets today also, unemployment is starting to catch up. There was an interesting article I posted last week from Zero Hedge that really the unemployment rate froze in March, and it has not been very good at all, and we're seeing that data here today as well too. Over in Europe, Draghi is out as Prime Minister of Italy. Italy's financing rates are through the roof now. They're over 8% for all of its debt. Other global economies are having the same problem as Sri Lanka with debt. And the IMF only holds 150, I forget exactly how much it is, but billions. But it won't be enough to be able to save the global problems that are going on right now with the dollar strengthening against every other currency. And everything is denominated in dollars. The other problem that we're having, of course, is in Canada, the dollar is dropping against the U.S., which is helpful to Canadian businesses in an economic downturn because things are cheaper then. So things will be bought in Canada and shipped to the United States. That should help the Canadian economy a little bit. The other issues of the day that nobody's really paying any attention to in the mainstream media, there's two of them. President Biden has egg all over his face because he was going to go to Saudi Arabia and talk about Khashoggi, but now that he's on his way to Saudi Arabia, he has announced, he was never going to talk about Khashoggi anyway. It's all about the concept of going and loving on the Saudis for attacking the United States in 2001, and all of their mean, nasty things against the United States of America. That's why Joe is going to Saudi Arabia, and he finally admitted that he's going to shake their hands and say congratulations, because he said he wasn't even going to shake their hand. But now suddenly they're his best friend because they're anti-American, possibly. Who knows? But without getting into all the politics of it, it just seems very, very strange that all of a sudden he's going over there to shake their hands. And he had said, I'm not going to shake anybody's hands when I'm over in the Middle East, and he's been shaking everybody's hand. That's been very difficult for the White House because he wasn't supposed to be shaking anybody's hands. So now there's going to be a photo of him shaking the head of Saudi Arabia's hand. Won't be necessarily a very good thing come midterm elections. But we'll see what happens with all that stuff. So that data is not necessarily very good. Every time the president goes out and he's off script, he creates some problems which also come back into the market. The market is down. It's easy to be able to understand exactly what's going on with the market. There's very little volume because everybody's at the campground. But the market is now down to 30,400. And as we know, when we get down to 30,400, we know that we're under 30,500. and we know that we can retest back down to 30,000 and 29,900. If we close underneath 29,900, then we're looking at 29,400. If we close under 29,400, we're looking for a retracement all the way back to 26,900. We know all of those things. It's just a matter of waiting to find out what's going to happen and to see what's going to happen. So that's your market update for the U.S. stock market. It's very, very simple. We simply have to keep an eye out with what's going on. We know that we're in a negative downturn. We know that because we're under 30,500, that we have a higher propensity of retracing back to 29,900 than we have going up to 32,000. Also, Bank of America just came out today and they have lowered their targets for the S&P 500 to close the year at 3,600. And they admit, yeah, things are really, really bad. We hadn't been expecting things to be this bad. Unemployment rates for today started to increase. Wholesale prices are up 11.5%, which is soaring. And then another little piece of data that I also watched, truckload loads are down. So that means that goods are not needing to be moved from warehouse to warehouse in the United States of America, or at least not as many goods need to be transported as had been the case. And transports are always a precursor to economic downturns. You start to see truckloads start not growing and shrinking. And we're just seeing some of that data here now. We'll have to see where we go the rest of the way. But I hope that you're enjoying your summer and getting out and doing some things with your family. Just be cautious because we do have some tough economic times that are going to be coming at us here. And it is just some things that are pretty darn scary going on around the globe, and not a whole lot of people that seem to have any answers on how to fix them. 62% of the people that have been put in power in the United States of America have no experience running a business at all. And we're starting to see some of that stuff come up right now. With the policies and thought processes that are getting developed. Oh, one more news article that just quickly came up. Starbucks has announced that they're going to be closing a bunch of stores in the blue areas, Portland, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., because they can no longer guarantee the safety of their employees inside those stores. And so they've decided that employee safety is very important. And they've decided to shutter some of those stores. I think it's 16 or 17 stores as well too, simply because governments can no longer keep them safe. And that's one of the other news articles of the day. So you're all caught up. Go back to enjoying your vacation or whatever it is that you're doing today. And I'm going to get back out to camping here. Have a great day.